contestant, a lady called Kimberly Randall. Her art is all about making us look into our past. Hello, Kimberly. Are you here today?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, how are you?
Hello, Kimberly. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, absolutely fantastic. So I wanted to ask, given your art is always looking into the past, can you give us a sense of what you presented, what you were feeling when you presented in your first round?
Yeah, what I was feeling was nervous.
Oh.
No, so I guess what I presented, what I'm intended to try and convey was that my art is sort of derives from my work that was focused on memory and nostalgia. So it is a look into the past, but my more recent work is more of a look into the self and what that means, kind of what it means to be human, and these intricacies and nuances that kind of come with being human. And so it's more of a look into the self. And I think that largely the self is influenced by my previous work in, like, not my previous work, but influenced by memory and nostalgia and these sort of narratives.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. And for the audience out there, let's have a look at some of the comments that Kimberly had last time, the elimination round.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Randall. I am originally from the United States. I grew up in a place called Montana. I studied nostalgia and memory and how that interconnects with ideas of identity, and that someone might be able to look at my work and maybe feel the emotion that I was feeling when I was painting, or maybe feel a different emotion because it draws them back to something in their past.
But to start with, the idea of nostalgia is such a concept, and it's something that everybody goes through, and it can either cause a twinge of pain or a glorious, moment to.
I think there is a problem when you associate abstraction and abstract expressionism with memory, because it is so subjective, and I think they appear really beautiful.
So I think there is a very beautiful blend between memory, emptiness, and color, and the division of space.
Wow, Kimberly, some amazing comments in the last round, and congratulations for getting through to the final. That's just wonderful. So now let's go over to the judges, and I'd like to go to Terry again. At this time, as he wasn't there on the panel last time. Over to you, Terry.
Hi, Kimberly.
Hello. Hi
there. Yes, I felt your work was a really complex and creative approach to your artistic work. It seemed to me to be challenging and provoking the viewer to not be passive when seeing and viewing your work. It really forces one to engage with it in a way that one might not otherwise. But as I say, it's just really that challenging and forcing nature of the work. It's very powerful in that context. But I'm really intrigued by this notion of memory and nostalgia. I think, as Dr. Richard has said, memory, of course, can be quite subjective. And to some extent, it is perhaps one of the most unreliable of our human functions. Memory is something that obviously relies on a good memory, and its interpretation can differ. So I'm wondering, in terms of when you create work and people are responding to it, and that you're getting reactions from it, do you have other things that you don't anticipate that you might hear or feel or be responded to? And if that does happen, how do you respond to something that perhaps is not something you're expecting in terms of the reaction to your work?
Thank you, Terry. That's a really good question, actually. I've always considered audience when I am making my work. And I do think that maybe it is one of the weaknesses of my work, is that my work can be very personal to me. But my hope is that even if the viewer take something away from my work that isn't necessarily what I intended or how I view it, I'm very open to that, and I really like the interpretations that come with that. I want my work to mean something to anyone who looks at it, and because everyone is so individualistic, everyone is unique, everyone is different experiences, how they view my work will be different to them. And so I think that is kind of what's beautiful about it, is that you get, and I love when people tell me what they're seeing in my work and how they react to my work, because it's not probably how I saw it specifically. And I think that is kind of the beauty of art.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And there is no weakness in your work if it's personal to you. I think that's the strength of the work. And I think that's what we look for in artists. We don't look for ourselves, we look to see how the artist might be interpreting the world and then reflect ourselves. But it is about the artist first and foremost. And I like the ambiguity, uncertainty that sometimes I felt that came from your work. And I think your answer actually is quite perfect in terms of the notion of allowing, expecting and responding to how people see your work. So no, it's not a weakness at all. It is what it should be. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Terry, and thank you, Kimberly. Okay, if we can go to Sujata. Sujata?
Hi. Yes.
Yes.
Kimberly, I would like to ask you that you want to stay with memories, or you think that there is something in present also which you can bring and it can move towards future. So do you want it to have a complete journey, like from past to present and present to future, or you want to stay more into past and more handle and deal with memories?
Thank you, Sujata. So as I mentioned, nostalgia and memory is something that I was working on solely in previous projects and bodies of work. And now I'm more looking at how nostalgia and memory shape us as humans. And so it is more a look into who we are and how we are shaped by things in the past. So I'm not necessarily looking to create a narrative, let's say, from start to finish, but more so to kind of look at these sort of nuances and intricacies that lie within us as humans that have been shaped by our past. And again, obviously that's really unique to everyone, but I'm hoping that my work can kind of relate. You might be able to look at it in this sort of depth and light and layers, kind of the intricacies behind it can make you feel something and bring up something from your past, so you can reflect on both the art and yourself and maybe what it means to you, how you feel when you're looking at it, etc. I hope that answers your question.
That's great. Thank you so much, Kimberly. That's wonderful. Dr. Richard, a quick final question from you.
Yes. Hi, Kimberly. Last time, as I said, I love abstract expressionism. I think your work is just really beautiful, such powerful imagery, in the sense the way you use color and light and layers and create a palimpsest, in a sense, in the work. Who are you looking at, and what are you looking to achieve when you're making the work? Are you looking for space? Are you looking for color relationships? Are you looking for kind of gestural mark making? And in doing that, are you looking at the abstract expressionists? Are you looking at minimalists? You know, who are you looking at as well?
Thank you, Richard. Excellent question. I think probably one of my favorite artists is, Mark Rothko, who I absolutely love. Obviously, his work is very different to mine. It's more color field, it's more minimalist, but it's got these layers and complexities to it. So when you sit in front of the work, you are embodied by it. You feel like you're in it. You feel something. And I really love that about his work. And so when I try to paint, my process is highly intuitive, which means that when I start, I kind of have an idea of color palette in mind, I maybe have a composition in mind. And I work from there, and then I work with the paint to create more layers, create more textures, see what's working, see what's not, to end up at the final project. And sometimes the final product is something that I never actually anticipated. And I think all of what you said kind of has a play in what I do. I really look at colors to see like how they influence the work, what kind of depth they can create within the work, what kind of contrast they can create. Like you said, I think both light, movement, and texture are really, really necessary in my work to kind of create those same sort of emotions. And then I would like to say, like, it's not this sort of immediate paintings. I think that what I'm looking to create is something that kind of reveals itself to you as you continue to look at it. This sort of atmosphere and mood, kind of the way like maybe you'd walk through a landscape, and the longer you spend in it, the more you notice about it.
Thank you. That's really, and in a sense, that's what I was trying to explore last time about kind of the idea of memory is something in the past that you're trying to kind of recreate, whereas it's more going into an atmosphere which may have an evocation of a memory or be nostalgic, but actually it's in the present. That where you pull me in your work is into the present, is into a present feeling, is into a present emotion, is into a space in the here and now, which can evoke those memories, can evoke that sense of nostalgia, but it doesn't feel directly connected to the nostalgia. It's about now.
Yes, I think you pulled the words straight out of my mouth. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Oh, well, Kimberly, that was great, and actually a beautiful explanation, a response to Dr. Victor's question there. I was having those thoughts myself about the work, and you explained that absolutely beautifully there. So thank you very, very much on that. We do, I think, what we're going to do now, I'm going to say thank you ever so much to you, Kimberly, and wish you all the very best of luck, and again congratulate you for reaching the finals here today, and say happy Valentine's Day and lots of love. Okay, right, so it is it's been an amazing final, absolutely amazing, and we absolutely couldn't have done it without you judges. You've been absolutely brilliant, and I don't know how you've been able to come to a decision. I'm sure it was super difficult. Terry, I'm going to go over to you. Please let us know who your choice is and why you've chosen this artist.
So, of course, naturally, all the work that has been presented here today is worthy of winning this contest. I think there was, nearly 200 entries, a wide variety of artists, themes, yes, all exceptionally high. And I think we would like to commend all of those who have submitted work for this contribution. The work has been great, and a great example of the quality of work that exists in our country today. I hope that all those people who have submitted work will continue to pursue their art and their craft and passions, and we sincerely hope you achieve the successes you seek. But now to the award, the announcement of the winner. It was a very difficult decision this afternoon, and it comes as no surprises that we are, reluctant and not able to say that they've all won. So our decision is based on the work that we felt reflected degrees of depth of creative technique and excellence, and that allowed and spoke to an artist and their passion, their souls, but also to the audience as well. Overall artist's impression was good. Creativity and originality, quality of composition, technical expertise, and attention to detail were all there in the works, but we felt more so in this piece. So the winner for the competition of the 99 UK Artists Contest 2021 is Kimberly Randall.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Wow, Kimberly. Oh my goodness, congratulations. I am so excited for you and absolutely delighted. Kimberly, would you like to say a few words? Let me know how you're feeling.
Yeah, well, I'm shocked, but thank you so much. I just want to say thank you so much to all of the panelists, to all my friends and family who's watching, anyone else who has supported me or voted for me. It means so much, so thank you.
This is just absolutely amazing. What does this mean for you today, Kimberly?
It's a step forward in my art career, I guess. I think the first elimination round, I mentioned that my goal is to become a full-time artist, and that takes steps at a time, and so that's what it is for me.
Oh, we've had some tough competition, Kimberly. They were all absolutely fantastic, and so it really is, you know, tantamount to your talents that you've won this competition, and that is absolutely wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Really, really delighted, and yes, we can't wait for you to be part of the 99 Wild Artists community.